Hello and welcome to another update about Bitcoin and Cardano. We keep it brief because not too much has happened, but I want to briefly talk about 3 Bitcoin scenarios that could of course also have an impact on Cardano. Overall, the market moving sideways. I think there were not too many surprises in yesterday's announcement about the interest rates, and that is reflected in what the market is doing. Not massive volatility, as I said yesterday. Most of it already happened in the days and weeks before. Not many winners here today. I think Theta is doing quite well today, but it also really dropped in the last few days before that. So there isn't really anything worth pointing out here significantly. Overall, what we can see, the cryptos that did really well in the last few days and weeks, they are losing, I think, most. Looking at Bitcoin, this is still here my primary scenario. Of course, for everybody who's new, we made a wave 1 here to the upside. And we are now here in an ABC correction. That ABC correction should finish in the region between 20 and 29k, with an ideal target range between 25 and 27k. Therefore, what I do and what I expect is that after this ABC, I would expect a bit of a rocket start, similar to what we saw here in the beginning of 2021. Yeah, because wave 3 is normally really bullish. Yeah, so that is why I don't primarily expect here anything like a year-long bear market, as some people say. Now, of course, I could be wrong. There are other scenarios where we could see more of a correction. Yeah, and I already talked about here this second scenario, which would mean that, right, we have this ABC, but it's actually not just an ABC. This is extended in terms of an Elliott Wave triangle scenario. So you basically don't finish your correction with ABC, where the C would be the final sell-off. No, we have an ABC, the E triangle correction, an extended one, where you have another major wave up and then a major wave down, which would then be the final sell-off. We need to be aware that in this scenario, the wave C cannot drop below 28.7k. That would be the absolute minimum it can do. Then it at the latest needs to move up. The wave E then can be lower again. Second scenario, which I think, is not too unlikely, to be honest, and I can't really give any. Someone asked me if I can give any percentages for what I think is most likely. Not really. It's because we need to wait for the next step, really. That's what we need to do. But in all of these scenarios, we are currently, of course, in a correction, as we know, and we need a final sell-off before we move up. So in all scenarios here, there are more corrections to come. And then the last scenario, actually, that I never talked about really on this channel, but I think it's a possibility, because I had a few emails asking me, couldn't this year be a wave, I think a wave 3? Could this year have been a wave 4? And this was a wave 5, which would mean that we have quite a bit of a sell-off coming, because if this was a wave 5 up there, a large wave 5, because if this was a wave 5 here, then what you get is pretty much here an ABC, and you can drop much lower. You can drop maybe into the range of around 10 to 15k, or even lower. I would need to look at that in a bit more detail. I haven't looked at it in much detail. I don't think necessarily it's going to happen, because on some time frames we're already massively oversold. So I don't necessarily think that's going to happen. That could indeed lead to a longer bear market. Yeah. But in all scenarios, we are going down a little bit further. Yeah, and I did mention that before, so I do expect still more selling pressure here. My primary scenario still would be this here, wave 1 up, ABC, and then we're going to see a wave 3, pretty much in line what the S&P 500 did years ago, in a over a period of many years. It's pretty much a copy of that pattern, and I showed you that before. And after you had the final sell-off here just below the wave A, which is for Bitcoin 28.7k, we saw a bit of a rocket start. So the wave Bitcoin here, nothing significant to point out. Still according to expectations, we're moving up here a little bit. Nothing worth pointing out. I think as long as we don't drop below 33k, we have to assume we are still in the wave 4. The wave 4 could be complete, as said before, and at some point here I expect the final sell-off, but I could at the moment, primarily here on the shorter time frame, I do expect a bit of a move up. Yeah, a bit more of a correction to bring some of these indicators up, like the RSI on the daily, which is really oversold. We need to bring that up a little bit. So a move all the way to 43k would be likely before we then get our final sell-off here in the wave 5. And yeah, so at the moment, all we can do is wait and see and have a bit of patience. Yeah, so that's all that is. And for Cardano, we are still here, I think, in this triangle that I showed you before. So the Cardano chart is moving sideways at the moment in a bit of a range, also probably waiting for Bitcoin. As you can see, it is in a range, it is here in a triangle, and that as well is probably waiting here for some kind of a breakout. At some point, we're moving here into an apex. Now it could probably take another 24 to 48 hours to see a breakout here. In the end, it probably is just following Bitcoin, to be honest. I think Bitcoin is really clearly leading the way at the moment. We can see, and I did mention it before, on the ADA BTC chart, that ADA is currently outperforming Bitcoin a little bit. So I had a question as well about that. That of course means if ADA is currently outperforming Bitcoin a little bit, here in this slight uptrend on the ADA BTC chart, that means should Bitcoin drop maybe 25%, ADA might only drop 15%. Yeah, but this of course depends on if this uptrend remains. Yeah, of course this trend line can be broken as well, but it's just looking promising because we came all the way from up there, strong downtrend, weaker downtrend, weak uptrend, and maybe the next step is a strong uptrend. Yeah, that would be preferred. I think still these are amazing prices. It did mention it before. Yes, we can drop below $1. Certainly, if we drop below 90 to 92 cents, then we are probably going to see here the 54, 55 cents, which is then the next fib level that we are going to reach here. No strength at the moment in the chart. We can see a bullish divergence. Nothing changed here on that. We see a bullish divergence on the daily chart. And overall, these are just the updates. So there isn't really anything significant to point out. I think the markets are just waiting a little bit. There you go. You can see the bullish divergence on the chart here. On the daily, lower low on the price and higher low on the RSI. So yeah, markets are waiting a little bit. Still wanted to do an update for you. Hope you liked that. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then maybe consider to join as a channel member, and you can get access to Discord, Telegram, a fantastic community. I think we've now crossed 700 channel members. That's absolutely fantastic. At some point, and I want to mention it early enough, at some point I will stop accepting new members because we're growing like 10 to 15 members per day, and at some point it's not manageable anymore. I want to keep the positive vibe in the membership group, yeah, on Telegram. So I don't want to grow it to like 5 to 10,000 members. At least at the moment I have no intention to. At some point I will limit it because yeah, I do have admins and everything, but I want to keep it still to a level where there is a level of interaction. And if it just becomes too many people, too many questions, and it just gets chaotic as on some other YouTubers Telegram groups, it does not work, and I don't really like that. So it should remain a place where we get the positive vibe and remain calm, you know, of course, with you know, all sorts of discussions, but I want to limit it and keep it manageable. So yeah, I just want to mention it. If you're interested to join, of course, join anytime, but I will let you know as soon as I need to limit it at some point, because it just gets then a little bit too much. It's really a positive and really, really great community, so I don't want to have it grow too much, too fast. So that doesn't mean I will open it up again at some point, but it needs to be manageable. All right, and if you want to join, of course, you can check out my website. There you can join, and you can find a link in the description. Or alternatively, you can join via YouTube, the YouTube channel membership. It both gives you the same extras. All right, hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.